Welcome back, Creekside. Today, we will continue week 1 of our fall session. We will continue with introduction and review. We will also look at today, we'll learn about American weddings. Just a fun lesson about the American culture. But first, let's talk about today. What is today's date? What month? August. What day? 26. Or we can say August 26th. What year? 2021. Very good. And what is the day today? Maybe it is Thursday, August 26th, 2021. What was yesterday? Yesterday was August 25th. Whoops. Yesterday was Wednesday. Yesterday. Good. And what will tomorrow be? Tomorrow will be August 27th. It will be Friday tomorrow. Very good. Let's review some questions. Sometimes we ask questions when we want to get to know somebody else. So maybe you are a new friend, or maybe I have not seen you in a long time. I want to ask you some questions because I want to know you. So some questions might be, what is your name? What is your name? Where are you from? Where are you from? What do you do? What do you do? Can you tell me about your family? The first question, what is your name? What is your name? How do you answer that question? My name is Hannah. My name is, then you say your name. Where are you from? I am from Burma. I am from Thailand. Sometimes we say, I'm from Burma. Where are you from? I'm from. Good. So what's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? What do you do? Remember, this is talking about your occupation. Do you work? Do you go to school? Do you stay at home with your children? Maybe you can say, I am a student. I am a mom. What do you do with your time? Maybe if you have a job, you can say, I am a cook. Or I am a teacher. That's what I say. This is what I do. I am a teacher. My job. Or just what you do. I stay at home with my children. I stay at home with my children. What do you do with your life? So what's your name? Where are you from? And what do you do? The last one, sometimes this is interesting. We can talk about our family. Can you tell me about your family? So you're asking the question politely. Can you please tell me about your family? So this question is asking about maybe you have a husband or wife, maybe you have a brother or sister, maybe you have children. So you get to talk about your family. Specifically, are you married? Maybe you can talk about when you got married. When did you get married? Married. Remember, marriage, it's like when two people are together, a husband and a wife. Are you married? When did you get married? In the past, when did you get married? Maybe you can say, I got married in 1990. I don't know, for example. I got married on September 1st, 2010. When? That's looking for a date or a time. When did you get married? So the first question, are you married? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. You can answer this way. Yes or no. Are you? I am. I'm not. If you are married, when did you get married? What about this question? Where did you get married? Where? Where did you get married? I got married in Burma. Maybe you got married in your country, for example. I got married in Burma or in the United States. Where? This is talking about location. Where did you get married? The US or Thailand or Burma? When did you get married? That's talking about the date, the year. Are you married? When did you get married? And where did you get married? Okay, I want to ask you more questions about weddings. What is a wedding like in your country? Do you eat a lot of food? What kind of food do you eat? What do you wear? What clothes? Do you wear a white dress? Do you wear a red dress? What do your guests wear? Do they wear dresses and skirts? Does your family come? Do your friends come to the wedding? Does everybody celebrate with eating food? Do you dance? I want to talk about what is different between a wedding in your country and a wedding in the United States. I want to teach you some words that we use when we talk about American weddings. American weddings are a little crazy. They can be a lot of different things. Sometimes there are a lot of people. It's a big wedding. Sometimes it's very small. Sometimes it's outside. Sometimes it's inside a church. So all American weddings are very different. But I want to teach you a few words that you can use when you are talking about weddings with your American friends. So here's a picture. So we see this is a picture of part of a wedding. Here are some words we will learn. Bride and groom. Vows. Guests. Wedding. Marriage. Bridesmaids. Groomsmen. Let's talk about bride and groom. Bride and groom. So in the United States, usually the bride wears a white dress. The bride is the woman. And she is the wife. She becomes the wife. And the groom is the man, and he becomes the husband. Bride and groom. Bride and groom. At a wedding, that's what they are called. And at the wedding, that is just one day of celebrating. So it's just one day, the wedding. But the marriage is for like the whole life. So someone is married, they are married usually until somebody dies or somebody gets divorced. But the wedding is the name for the thing that is one day, and the marriage is the thing that is longer. And the ceremony of the wedding is the first part of the wedding. It's the first part. So we have the bride and the groom on the wedding day for their marriage, and it starts with the ceremony. During the ceremony, the bride and the groom exchange vows and rings. A vow. A vow is a promise. It says, I will do that. I will be a good wife. I will be a good husband. Maybe you say, I do, or I will. Promise. And the ring, that's what they're putting on the finger here. There's a ring, and it's kind of to show the promise on the ring. So it's like a symbol. So if you have a ring, it's like, I promise. Just like this ring kind of goes around and around and around and around. It is solid. So is my promise to marry you and to be a good wife or husband. So usually there are vows and rings at the ceremony of a wedding. There are also these friends at the wedding. They stand up with the bride and with the groom, bridesmaids, groomsmen. So the bride has friends that she wants to be with her on her wedding day. And the groom has friends that he wants them to be with him on his wedding day. Bridesmaids and groomsmen. They are the best friends of the bride and the groom. During the ceremony, there's also a little friend, and she is the flower girl. So she's putting flowers so that the bride can walk on the flowers. Usually, in the American wedding, there is at least a flower girl. And the guests bring gifts or cards with money. So a wedding is a time to celebrate and to give gifts to the bride and the groom, bringing gifts and cards that look kind of like this. And the guests are family and friends of the bride and groom. Family and friends of the bride and groom. They bring presents for the bride and groom. So that is a little bit about the ceremony. The next part is called reception. That's the second part of a wedding. And in the wedding, or in the reception, there is a toast or a speech, a dance, and a dinner, usually. So the reception, it's the second part of the wedding, and usually there's dinner for the guests. So the family and the friends, they sit down at the table and they eat food. After dinner, there is somebody who will give a speech. This means to say nice words about the bride and the groom. Sometimes we call it a toast. A toast to the bride. It's saying nice things about the bride or the groom. Wow, the bride is just beautiful and she is so nice. I hope that you have a great life together. Speech or a toast. Good. So at the reception, we have dinner and a speech, usually. And usually there is some dancing. So the guests, the family and the friends, celebrate the wedding by dancing. Do you like to dance? So now you know a little bit more about an American wedding. I want you to write down 3 things that you learned about an American wedding, like this. On a piece of paper, write 3 things you learned about American weddings. Write the first one, number 1, number 2, number 3. What did you learn? What was something you did not know before, but now you know? Think about it and write it. And I will see you next time. Thanks, Creekside.